The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Human Rights and Justice for All. I'm your host, Greg Malone. Glad to have you listening in today. I'm broadcasting from my studio in my home in Des Moines, Iowa. Enjoying the weather out here. It's a balmy 19 degrees, and I appreciate you coming along for the show today. If you would like to call in on the topic today, the number to call in is 561-623-9429. That's 561-623-9429. And today's show is on a person called Sir Nicholas Winton. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this man, but I just come across his story this week, was greatly moved by it, and decided to do a show on this. It's really an inspiring story, and it has a lot of parallels to what's going on in the world today. Just to let you know a little bit what Human Rights and Justice for All is all about. It is about bringing to light things that are wrong within our society and within our world, and drawing attention to them and trying to right the wrongs. This show is also about truth. And the truth that I go by is the truth that comes from the Word of God. That's right, the Bible. And I am a Christian. I believe in God. And I trust that He will make all things right one day. But until that time, I am told through the Word to speak out and to draw attention to injustice, help the weak and the poor and the fatherless, the widows, the naked, the imprisoned, those who are sick. I am commanded to do so by the Bible, and therefore that's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm trying to do through this radio show. So thank you for coming along. If you're listening in today, God bless you. You're welcome to call in at any time at that number, 561-623-9429. Okay, here's some more about about Sir Nicholas Winton. He saved 669 children from the Nazi death camps. And there's a lot more to the story, but I wanted to just let you know a little bit about the show and how you can listen to these broadcasts. Of course, you can go on to W4CY.com. It is live Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Central. And you can get the show on Live 365, TuneIn, iTunes TuneIn, or you can go right to W4CY.com and listen live right on there. So there's many ways to listen live. There's also, I have podcasts of the show, and I have another show I'm going to put a plug in for also. I have two shows, and one show is Human Rights and Justice for All, and the other one is Everyday Christianity. And these shows are located on SoundCloud, Tumblr, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and many other locations. You can get them right off of Google. Just Google my name and Human Rights or Greg Malone and abortion or one of those words, and it'll bring up a lot of my broadcasts also. I have 110 videos and podcasts on YouTube, if you'd like to go on there and check those out. And if you would, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. On Spreaker, I have 78 podcasts with 1,658 plays, with 1,516 different listeners to the broadcast on Spreaker. I do need followers on Spreaker, so if you would, please click on that and follow me. And my goal is to get 100 followers, so hopefully we can do that, and that will take me a little bit further in on getting this show out as much as possible to as many people as possible. If you'd like to have your own radio show and you'd like to contact the Pipe Man at W4CY.com, Dean Piper. He's a great guy. He can hook you up with a show just like I have on here, and that goes out to many, many people. I know he has about 1.1 million hits on his site every month, and we are have access to like 4.5 million people who can tune into the show also. So it's a pretty exciting little group here to be part of. So that's enough for plugging the show. If you'd like to contact me personally, you can give me a call at 315-744-0007, or you can email me at humanrightsandjusticeforall@gmail.com, or you can also get a hold of me at humanrightsandjusticeforall.com. That has all my links to all these different areas that I said I was on. And I've just taken out a new website called MaloneGreg.com, and that's going to be up and running here soon also. So let's move on now that I've done all my broadcast plugging here to Sir Nicholas Winton. Now, I came across this on something off of Facebook, and I thank God for Facebook. It's a wonderful thing. I have a friend of mine right now, and I'll give her a shout-out, Gail Brostowski. She's going through cancer and many chemotherapy treatments. And I'm able to keep up with what's going on with her and pray for her and, keep in touch with her. And I have so many friends on Facebook that I'm able to keep up with. It's just a wonderful thing. So anyway, somebody had put a post on here on Sir Nicholas Winton, and I checked it out. I went to the YouTube video of it and watched that. It was awesome. And so anyway, he saved 669 Czech children from Nazi-occupied Czechoslovakia during the 9 months before the war broke out in 1939. And this story became public in 1988, and it's neat how it became public, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. But he is 104 years old. He was born in 1909. He is still alive today. He's 104 years old, and I don't know exactly where he lives, but bless you, Sir Nicholas Winton, and may you live long and prosper. He's one great guy, and he's very humble too, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But another little tie-in I like to cover on this radio show, Malala Yousafzai. Sorry, messed up her name again. She is the little girl who was shot by the Taliban in Pakistan, and that was last week's show. Was about her. Anyway, in 2013, he presented the Anna Polkovskaya Award to Malala. And the reason he did this is because her work on getting children in school and in human rights. And also, just a little bit about the Anna Polkovskaya, long name, award. And Anna was a journalist, and she covered many of the Croatian issues that were going on during that genocide that happened back in, I'd say the early 90s. Anyway, she was killed, and they named this award after her. She was killed for her work, her journalism work, and I applaud her greatly. But anyway, this award was given to Malala, and it's a wonderful thing. So let's go into a little bit more about Nicholas Winton. He is his full name is Sir Nicholas George Winton. He was born on May 19th, 1909. He is a British humanitarian who organized the rescue of 669 mostly Jewish children from German-occupied Czechoslovakia on the eve of the Second World War. In an operation later known as Czech Kindertransport, Winton found homes for them and arranged for their safe passage to Britain. The UK press has dubbed him the British Schindler. And if anybody has ever heard of Schindler's List, that was a group of people who were saved by this gentleman named Schindler. So let's talk a little bit about his early life. He was born in Hampstead, London, His parents of German Jewish origin moved there in 1907, and he was born in 1909. And finally, the family, after moving there, eventually converted to Christianity, and Winton was baptized in 1923. So, and he entered a Stowe school, bombed out, didn't graduate. Then he attended night school, and then he went into banking. He volunteered at a Midland bank, and then went on to several different banks. He ended up as a stockbroker, and this is when he started to save children from the extermination of Nazi Germany. Now, I don't know how you go from stockbroker to humanitarian child saver, but this is what this man did. He had the foresight and the knowledge to see what was going on. So, I thank God for Nicholas Winton and what he did, and we'll get into a little bit more of how he did it a little bit later on. Okay, just before Christmas in 1938, Winton was about to travel to Switzerland for a skiing holiday, and he decided instead to travel to Prague, Czechoslovakia, to help a friend who was involved in Jewish refugee work. And he called him, and had called him for asking him for help. So this friend in Prague called him up, and he's about to go skiing. Instead, he went to Czechoslovakia. There, he single-handedly established an organization to aid children from Jewish families at risk from the Nazis. He set up an office and a dining room table on his hotel in Wenceslas Square in November of 1938, shortly after Kristallnacht, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. The House of Commons had approved a measure that would permit the entry of refugees younger than 17 years old into Britain if they had a place to stay, and a warrant of £50 was deposited for a ticket for their eventual return to their country of origin. Now let's talk about this Kristallnacht. This is a German word for crystal night, and this wasn't a happy night. This happened November 9th and 10th of 1938. Maybe some of you, the older folks listening to this show, will remember this. But 9th and 10th of November is when the Germans, led by one of the Nazi groups in Germany, and the general Jewish or German population, went out and broke all the windows out of all the homes and stores and synagogues of the Jewish people in Germany. So when we see this after this action, the British House of Commons had the foresight to say, wait a second, if they're doing something like this, these people are in real danger. They burned Jewish synagogues all over the place, humiliated, not German synagogues, Jewish synagogues all over Germany, and they really abused these people. So, as he was trying to get these people out, these children out, he hit some obstacles. An important obstacle was getting official permission to cross the Netherlands, as the children were destined to embark on the ferry at the Hulk of Holland. After Kristallnacht, or the Crystal Night of November 9th and 10th, 1938, the Dutch government had officially closed its borders to any Jewish refugees, and the border guards actively searched for Jewish people and returned their captives to Germany, despite the horrors of this Crystal Night being well known in the Low Countries. And the Dutch-German border town saw the Aix-la-Chapelle synagogue burning only 3 miles away from its border. So this is why there was such fear in the Netherlands over what was going on. So Winton nevertheless succeeded thanks to the guarantees he had received from the British. So thank God again for the British. After the first train, things went relatively well crossing the Netherlands. Also active in saving Jewish children, some 10,000, mostly from Vienna and Berlin, and mostly also via the Hook, was a Dutch woman, Gertrude Wismuller-Meyer. So the plight of Jewish children was well known in the Netherlands. It was not known whether Winton or